If you're watching this as a playback, thank you for doing so. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time, if you like what I'm about, if you appreciate the content, don't forget to smash the like button. The reason why we say that is so that we can gain traction because of the algorithm on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. This is a segment called Say It Like It Is, where people send me their stories to footchannel1960@gmail.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, look in the description below for my email address. And sometimes we talk about the trending topics. And yeah, we're pretty much eclectic. If they resonate with me, whatever the topic, if we can learn one or two things from it, I'll bring it on like this on a live stream or pre-recorded content. So let's see who is online. Let's get the show started. If you can hear me, you can see me, smash the like button, smash the like button. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I know it's a bit late. Forgive me. What's going on, people? If you can hear me, you can see me, give me the like button, give me the thumb button. Let me know you can hear me. What's going on, people? Right. So today's topic is basically about the ongoing crisis, the Russia and Ukraine crisis, okay? And how that affects what? The Black community, all right? Say hi if you can see me, you can hear me. Type hi or give me a thumb button. Let me know you can see me. What's going on, Andrea? Andrea Harris. Yeah, it's been a while. Had a bit of a break. We're going to come back now with the content creation. So, Lucia, yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button. Share the video, man. All right. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, man. The ongoing, for those of you that have been following Russia, Ukraine crisis, right? People are talking about a possibility of World War III and all that stuff. Personally, I believe there is a plan in place. There is an agenda for something like that possibly happening in the not so distant future. All right, because when you look at the orchestration of things, it makes no sense. Bombardment of a nation, particularly displacement of a bunch of innocent people, civilians, harmless people. But in the midst of, my heart goes out to the people of Ukraine, right? And it's terrible what's going on. But in the midst of all of this, with the unrest and the bombardment, coming from Russia towards Ukraine and all that stuff. And it's amazing how they have abundance of time and room for the dissemination of racism and discrimination towards Black people, particularly. And the reason why this caught my attention, yes, there's still racism in the midst of this, heightened racism, racial hatred, and unfair treatment towards, I've seen plenty of video clips where a bunch of people were trying to run away from Ukraine and all that, and numerous situations where, you know, black women, black men, even with children, were being, you know, prevented from, it could be boarding buses or any vehicle or even going through certain borders and all that stuff. And the reason I want to highlight this, I want to particularly address those black folks. What's up, Lionel? What's up, brother? Um, those black folks that live in the West, those self-appointed gatekeepers. I've been saying this for time. We have no friends. We have no allies. And it's sad. We're the only race of people that, because a bunch of us have migrated to the West, you live in the UK, you live in the US, Germany, wherever you find yourselves, we, amongst ourselves, once most black people, once they taste a degree of comfortability, we get carried away, we become snobs. In fact, we tend to hijack the system that we are living in. What do I mean? We carry on as if we know the system more than the owners, the true owners of the system or the environment where we find ourselves. We become snobs amongst ourselves, right? When most of us taste a degree of comfortability, you become British citizen, you become American, you know, citizens. Oh, I've moved to Kent. Oh, I live in Essex now. I've bought um, a home, you know, there. I live in that area. We get carried away. Black folks are usually the ones. For those that have been watching me for a minute, black folks are usually the ones, the self-appointed gatekeepers. We will defend our oppressors with every single fiber in our body. What's up, Dinah? Good to have you here. We will defend laboriously. We are ready to die. We are even ready to destroy ourselves. If you have a contradicting opinion or view, black on black, they would literally hand you your jugular, they would nearly behead you. You know, I'm not against, if you find yourself in England and you're settled here, you're married here, you have children, and you choose to live in the UK, great. What I find really despicable and disgusting is those black people that are quick to go to the top of the mountains and have megaphones, and they're the ones to discredit Africa. If you don't know, I got news for you. Yeah, especially when some are making six figures, it gets into their head. They think they've arrived. If you don't know, I got news for you. You see, what we truly own, what we truly have that belongs to us is Africa. The Africa, the Nigeria that you keep spitting at, the Nigeria that you keep calling a zoo, the Africa that you as Africans keep calling despicable is truly your home. I mean, you really don't need Phrankleen to tell you this, but when I saw numerous black people, even in the course of these ongoing turmoil, crisis between Russia and Ukraine, they are constantly giving black people back of the bus type of treatment. The disdain and the resentment towards us is mind-blowing. Personally, I am not surprised because I know this too well, right? But, of course, I'm only human. When you watch these things, when you read these things, when you listen to fellow black people's accounts and the disgraceful treatments that they've been subjected to, there was a video clip that somebody sent to me on WhatsApp. It was so upsetting that I couldn't sit through the rest of that video. I was moved to tears. There was there's a Nigerian woman. She's a mom carrying a young baby. The soldiers, they're beating them up. She's holding onto like a metal bar, like a door entrance into like an area where she needs to gain access, hopefully for removal from that environment, somewhere in Ukraine. And the soldier was hitting the woman's hand, asking her to leave the bar with a metal rod, hitting her on the head. Man, the baby barely had proper clothing in that cold, screaming, crying, and these people showed not an ounce of sympathy, all because they have so much internalized hatred towards us. I couldn't sit through the rest of that video. I had to just delete it because it was so painful, man. Heartbreaking to watch. He was saying move back in their local language. They were beating on these black folks like animals. What ran concurrently with that is the despicable handling of the situation by, for example, like the African High Commissions, like the Nigerian High Commission, and it's crazy. Yeah, we are the only ones who have been hated for hundreds of years. Yes, that's not news. But like I said at the start of this live stream, the people that I have issues with are these brain dead black folks like Sheorinyi Buruni. Because you become a project manager in England, you become a business analyst, you taste a bit of accumulation of the forex, pound sterling, you lose your goddamn mind. Some of you, you look at your own bloodline, where you emanated from in Nigeria. You were living in Surulere, you were living in Ogun State, you were living in Lagos, you were living in Ibadan, you grew up in Osun State, you came from Elisha, you came from Abeokuta. You didn't die, but you migrated to England. Now, you so much want to be white. It's unbelievable. You are at the forefront of talking trash about where you emanated from. You got a bit of savings. You intentionally and deliberately, you raise your own children with disregard for their own lineage, for their own background, speaking your mother tongue in your homes or letting your children understand Yoruba language or Igbo language. You believe it's a disgusting thing. You so much. Yes, you're British by papers, by documents, but you emanated from Africa. Whichever way you look at it, we are tenants here in England. We are tenants in America. Look at our African American brothers and sisters, for example. Generations of them through slavery and oppression for donkey years in the United States. Look at the treatments they are facing till date. It's all intentional. It's all planned. Despicable, blatant disregard for black excellence. Every arms of governmental department, there's ill treatment. It's all intentional. There's a template of destruction in place, rejection, glass and metallic ceiling. I watch these videos, There was one that I was watching before I started this live stream where this journalist, check this, in Ukraine was asking this black gentleman from one of the, somebody said, I disagree. Who is this, man? I've hidden you from my channel. No time for that, Sammy Thomas. You're blocked, all right? Take your disagreement, go somewhere else. This is a very serious topic, okay? Do you understand me? If you disagree, I'll block you straight. Go watch something else. This is not the time and place for you to come and sell us the narrative of white supremacy, right? It's actually heartbreaking. Nigerians in Nigeria, right, actually making applications to Ukraine embassy, to Russian embassy, putting themselves forward. You want to go and fight in their wars, like, so that you can get their citizenship. Man, what happened to us as black folks, man? Like, what happened? What is wrong? You're going, and the thing is, thank you, Dinah. Absurd. Absurd is even an understatement. You're going to file application. What does your black life mean to you? Like, you want to go fight in their wars. Man. So you can get what? Ukrainian or Russian passports. Like, this is not even a joke. This is not a prank. Like, our men, they're going in droves. It's heartbreaking. It's just more than heartbreaking. You see, the more you look at this situation, right? I weep, and I'm actually, I've never said this before, but I worry about the future of the black race. We are all that we've got, but I worry about the future, man. I worry about the future. We are so disorganized. We're disjointed. There is not an ounce of unity amongst us. Even in Nigeria, I digress. Look at the end SARS. 1 minute, people are shouting end SARS, end police brutality. The same people, most of the people at the forefront of shouting end SARS, particularly the celebrities, it's drawing close to another election, 2023. They've gone behind the scenes to dine with the same oppressors that are killing them off, all for a bagload of money. Not an ounce of integrity in sight. I worry about the future, for the future of the black race, Africans. I'm telling you, man. It's the supremacist agenda. It's been enshrined, embossed. It's been deeply engraved into people's subconscious. That's why I'm telling you, man, you might be friends with some of these people that don't look like you. You think you've known them for years, even here in the West. Oh, such and such is. Wait till serious situations like this come up. The mask will come off. You see them for who they truly are. We are being tolerated. We are being tolerated. Look, if you leave, let's cut the crap, man. If you live in the West like I do, right? You are in the UK, you are in the US. Please understand, we are being tolerated. The UK and all these countries, they need us for the upscaling of their GDP and, to keep the system going. We're not really wanted in these systems. This is why I have issues with people that put so much effort into suppressing their identity, suppressing who they are, and you are always tap dancing. You constantly want to please your oppressors, man. See, I'm not saying this so that people can say, speak on it, Phrankleen, so they can clap for me, man. It's coming from a place of pain and heavy heart. You look at it, man. Do you know we are the only race? We are the prime beings. Life started from Africa. They hijacked the narrative for global fraudulent misrepresentation, and it's been on for generations. Life started bang in Africa, right? But Black folks are being projected as these people that look like me, the racial pyramid, right, must be at the bottom end of the spectrum. There is disdain for us. It's a global disdain, internalized resentment, hatred. Thank you, Lency. Cheers to you, Phrankleen. Thanks for this chat on this subject. Thank you, Lency, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you. We are the prime beings. This is Black excellence. This is what they despise. This is what they resent. This is Black excellence. We are the prime beings. Let's leave all of that on the shelf for a minute. But amongst ourselves, we are disjointed. We have blatant disregard for ourselves. We lack unity. I weep for the Black race, man. I'm telling you. We are very, very selfish. We're very, very selfish. In fact, we've mastered the art of selfishness. What do I mean? Masai, thank you. Most Black people, give them droplets of comfortability, a bit of enjoyment. They don't want to see other Black folks enjoy. They want to see them forced to the bottom end of the spectrum. So we are fond of self-appointing as gatekeepers. Mike, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. We have a long way to go, man. When I watch all these video clips, right, on how we're being pushed back, left, right, and center, it's not even gender specific. Black men, Black women, children, babies. I'm looking at babies in the cold, man. Babies with little or no clothing. You dig? Babies crying in freezing cold. And these people, they just zero empathy, zero compassion. They don't care. If the person looks like me, looks like you, they have this skin tone, they have been programmed. Now, thankfully, with these crises going on, it gave an insight into, I was like, wow, so many Nigerians in Ukraine. You dig? The diva, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. So many. Like, there's so many Nigerians, so many Cameroonians, so many of us in these European countries. We are shelling money out into their educational system, yet they don't care. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Let me read. I once told my American colleague that curtailing corruption in Africa will require unscrupulous politicians to stop using West as safety net for black wealth. The biggest sin of a black is greed. Thank you, GGs. There are so many of us paying millions, hundreds of thousands into the educational system of places like Ukraine. They don't care. They'll take your money, they will beat you down and still get you killed. They'll kick you to the back of the bus. They don't care. It's so, look, I don't know who you are. I don't know who is watching this, but this is why I started the live stream a bit late, because my heart was really heavy. I was looking at some videos and I'm like, God damn. My brother, my sister, if you're watching this and all you are interested in, yeah, is your half-baked British accent, trying so hard to be white, good for you. I just need you to absorb a fact tonight. Live your life in the West. If you choose to grow old in England and die in London, whatever part of the UK you live in, Leeds, Manchester, great stuff. You want to raise your kids here. You want to raise your children in the US. Fantastic. But the truth is, it's not home. We are being tolerated. Look at the Windrush generation here in the UK. Look at the Windrush generation, mostly our Jamaican brothers and sisters. Look at what they were subjected to in this country. With all the details of all the truckload of evidences of ill treatment, discrimination, racism, and whatnot, they're still fighting for their compensation. If you don't understand white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else you do understand will only confuse you. Absolutely. Chocolate black man. Ọmọ tó bá gbàgbé ilé sọ àpò ìyá àjò kò lè dàbí ilé. Àjò lè dàbí ilé. Àjò lè dàbí ilé. Wake up, black man and woman. You see, again, I'm going to repeat. Whatever took you abroad, whatever life you're living, whatever job you work for IBM, you work for HSBC, you work in the private sector, that's fine. You're a medical doctor in Canada. Don't turn your back on Africa, man. Africa is home. Maybe you're a Nigerian like me. And then if you want to go back, you choose to go settle in Ghana, Gambia, Senegal, whatever. Fair enough. But don't forget, Africa is home. That's where we emanated from. That's who we are. That's our home. We're preoccupied with heightened migration. Everybody's traveling to other parts of the world looking for bread. I can't knock you for that. I get it. But whilst we are fixated on spending donkey years in England to navigate through their immigration process so we can get their papers, the Chinese, the British, the other people from other parts of the world are coming through the back door, buying our lands and taking over. Facts. Wake up, man. Wake up, O ye black man, O ye black woman, wake up. One of the worst things that you can ever do to yourself is to destroy or suppress your own identity. My identity is the number one thing, regardless of the number of years I live in England, and I'm going to leave eventually anyway. I am a Yoruba man. My bloodline, Awodia is my surname, my bloodline emanated from Oduduwa land. Regardless of how anyone tries to twist it, any story, any propaganda, I don't give a rat's backside. I am a Yoruba man, a proud one at that. I'm from Elisha, Osun State in Nigeria. Can't turn my back on that. Ọmọ àlè ni mí tí máa kọ̀yìn sí ibi tí mo ti wá. But it's hard when you was born in London to go back to Nigeria. I don't think me and my husband want to live in Nigeria, but he was born in Nigeria to carry our kids in Nigeria. There's nothing hard, man. Bree, there's nothing hard. What you are referring to is perhaps cultural shock, because if you're not used to an environment, you grew up here. I understand that, but it's not hard. I've actually seen African Americans that moved to Nigeria, Abuja, Lagos, that live in Nigeria. They were never born. In fact, I met a lady. I was in Nigeria recently, actually, for like 4 weeks. And on my birthday, on the 13th of February, just gone on my birthday, I hung out with a few friends, and I met this woman, African American, with a very strong American accent, you know, with the bonics and everything. And she told me she's been in Nigeria for about 22 years. And the way she sounds, you would think she literally just jumped off the plane. You see what I'm saying? And she said, I love it here. She has a massive poultry business. She has a fish pond, a catfish pond business. Herself and her husband they're fully into agriculture, and they're doing well. They created jobs for numerous people, and she actually understands Yoruba to a degree. She understands even the slangs, you know, and all that stuff. So all these, it's difficult. It might prove a bit challenging because of cultural shock. If you were born here and you've grown up to be an adult, I understand that, but it's not impossible. It's not. It's not. And if you know, maybe Nigeria is not your cup of tea, there's other African countries that you can live in. The message here is Africa is home, man. It's all that we've got. When you turn your back on that, you suppress your identity. So if I may ask respectfully, what's left in terms of your identity? What's left? You know? Some of you may not know, in the West, Black children are excessively targeted through the schooling system. Is a channel, is an avenue to prison system, labeling, ADHD, autism, unlawful medication, labeling, suppression. There are so many black children who were born into this system, and school to prison pipeline. Thank you, chocolate black man. It's a thing. It's intentional. School to prison pipeline. Hey, Franklin, you're still in Nigeria. No, I'm back in the UK. It's intentional. If a child is energetic, they will label them as being dysfunctional. They got problems. They are concerned about the mental well-being. If the parent try to step in, they'll get the social services on your tail. They'll target you. They'll snatch all of your children. They will break your family structure. If the father steps forward as a man to fight, very rightly so, they will label you as being aggressive and intimidating. They'll force you into this prison system. They will drug you up. They'll destroy you. In extreme cases, you will die. It may not have happened to you. Don't be a snob. Don't be ignorant. It's happening on a daily basis to countless other black folks. It's intentional. There's a template of destruction put in place. That's why it blows my freaking mind when black folks, you want to die. You just want to die tap dancing and die, even kill yourselves to work as gatekeepers. To achieve what? To ensure that your race and bloodline is absolutely shattered to smithereens. It's crazy. The evidences are there. It's in the public domain. Go and watch this Ukraine-Russia videos. Black men and women are crying. People, we're being pushed back. They're telling you blatantly, we don't want you. It's heartbreaking. Like I said, a woman with a baby. They don't care. Oh, ye black man and woman, come home to yourself. Come home. Please, I beg you, man, come home to yourself. If this message emancipates just one person on this live stream, I believe I would have done an amazing job tonight. Come home to yourself, man. You see, what we are latching on whilst living in the West, I get it. You know, you're probably a bit rooted here now. It might be difficult to move and all that stuff. But what you are holding on to and embracing is called illusion of inclusion. What we are being sold in the West is called illusion of inclusion. We are being tolerated. When we have conversation amongst ourselves, every time I see the lack of unity, in 3, 2, 1, a black person is at the forefront of the conversation. They would tell you 1,000,001 things that's wrong with Africa, why they think it's a dustbin, why they would be the one to tap dance and even entertain their oppressors, forgetting the fact that their oppressors are actually behind the fractures that you and I have grown to dislike about Africa. The oppressors that you're tap dancing for, their bloodline, we're the ones that left the cracks. The boundaries that you know today were created by them. The damages were created by them. The brain drain going in Africa, like Nigeria, for example, the best doctors, the best lawyers, the best engineers. On one hand, can I knock a fellow human being for traveling for in the name of wanting to better themselves? I get it, but it's a vicious cycle. It's like it's an automated system put in place on a daily basis to excavate the best talents to keep improving the West and leave gaping hole in Africa. The middle class, virtually everyone is gone. And then the countries that we are going to, they will let you know that you're just being tolerated. Somebody said this victim culture will not help. Chibweze, no. I'll tell you what wouldn't help you. It's your blindness. You don't get it, man. We have to talk about this so that we can wake our people up. I'm not going to apologize for it. It's snobs like you that I'm actually addressing. You call this a victim culture? You're blind, internally, mentally repressed. In fact, I haven't got the words to break down the severity of the problems plaguing the Black community wide. You're here throwing words, the victim culture. What are you doing to drive forward the Black community? What are you doing to emancipate? You see, let me read that. Thank you for the super chat. May you be blessed, brother. Please keep preaching. I'm pained by the way our people justify everything as gatekeepers. Thank you, Drissable. No, I can ignore him. But I also, hopefully he can have a rethink. You see, this is the attitude of the average Black person. And I've lived in England, I lived in the UK for donkey years, and I see it all the time, and it riles me up. It just gets under my skin. The moment an average Black person, it could be Nigerian or whatever, the moment they taste a bit of comfortability, they move up in ranks, they have a bit of a nice job, they work in central London. It's not a crime to have a well-paid job. The moment they enjoy a bit of, they like it. They selfishly ostracize themselves. They will ensure a total disconnect. Let's go to the white neighborhood. Let's go and live there. Right? They will disconnect from their own kind. Their own kind. They become snobs. So if I look at my bank statement and I got a bit of money going on for me, I'm earning £500 a day, £700, £800 a day as a business analyst. I'm into data analytics, AI, whatever. I'm a programmer. I work for IBM. Yes, mostly Nigerians. They go far up their own rectums. They think, they become snobs. I've got my Gucci, Prada, my Ferragamos and Armani. Materialism blow their freaking minds. I live in Kent. I live in Essex. Oh, my son goes to this private school. It's only, I heard one woman the other day. My son goes to this private school in Kent. He is the only, Black kid in class, and she was beaming with smile. So I interjected. I said, so bloody what if your son is the only Black kid in class? What does that mean? What does that mean? It's only about 15 of them in class. He's the only Black child. He has a full attention of the teacher. Omashio. And Those are their talking points when they're having garden parties in Kent and they are Essex and Tilbury, you know. Oh yeah, my son goes to oh my daughter, my son sings in the Anglican choir. Oh, he met Prince Charles. I know. Marvelous. That's a bragging point. How does that emancipate us? How does that drive us forward? You know? And don't get me wrong, this is not an attack on anyone for being successful or having a rewarding career or moving up in ranks in terms of your career path and stuff. No, that's not the point here. Our people ostracize themselves. So there's a disconnect, like, you know, I'm better than you. I can't. I have a bit of money now to fly first class. You know, I'm Audrey, what's up? You know, I can't. Hey man, you can't sit with us. And oh, oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh, join us a sunny afternoon in Essex. Oh, how is that driving the black community? You see, these selfish attitude of as long as I'm myself, my wife, and my children, we're fine. I drive a Range Rover. My bank balance is bulky. You know, it's looking really green, and I can fly to Spain. I can fly to Disneyland. I drive a Range Rover or an Audi. I'm okay, man. I can enjoy lunch in Harrods or in Selfridges in central London. I'm fine. Why should I bother? They become snobs. It's selfishness. There is no amount of money or affluence that I have that would make me stop being an emancipator, that would stop me from being concerned about the wider black community. You know why? This is all that we've got. When I see black folks, these are my people. This is all, we are all that we've got. Some of our folks are house Negroes, you know. They I know there are some black folks. Let me tell you this. So once they move up in ranks in terms of career, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. This is very common in our society. And I bring it down like Nigerian community. These are people that they've known you from years ago. You've known them for donkey years. So let's say you're having issues with authorities in this country, like racism, you got a court case and all that. Some of them, because they work for Ministry of Justice, a lot of these rotten government departments, they work for Ministry of whatever. They work in this. If they see you or you're talking about the black struggle and all the challenges and stuff, they will dissociate from you. They will run because they don't want to upset their masters. I see it all the time. There are some black folks. I'm narrowing it down. Nigerians. If they are sat here and you were talking about, oh, maybe issues with like social services and all that stuff, they will, yeah, oh yeah, I know. It's really the moment you bang out the keyword racism, discrimination, they will run. They will run away from you. They they in fact, some of them will hijack your narrative, they will hijack your stories, they will hijack your experience because just to try to shut you down. Some of them are here online. They are the eardrums for their masters. Not every skin folks are kinfolk. It's sad. I see it all the time. You hear a Nigerian that came from Surulere in Lagos or wherever. Uh, uh, uh. Well, as far as I'm concerned, UK, the social services in this country, they are the best. They are fantastic. I think you're just misinterpreting them. They are, well, I know that they steal people's children. Wait, what? You know that they steal people's children. Yeah, but from my personal experience, they are lovely people. They are fantastic. I can go on and on. I can go on and on. There is no unity. There is no togetherness. It'll be your own kind that they want to see you crumbled. They want to see you destroyed. It's, oh my God. These self-appointed gatekeepers are absolutely unbelievable. Some of you even have them in your families, man. It's unbelievable. The long and short of what I'm saying tonight, look at the Ukraine-Russia crisis. It tells you one thing. One thing. We are not loved. All that we've got, we have no allies. All that we've got is ourselves. You've got to be delusional. You've got to be deluded for you to be trying to explain away. You've got to be a heartless person. You lack compassion. You lack empathy. I worry about the future of Africa. Trust me. Because there is evidently an agenda to take over the motherland and turn the inhabitants of Africa, the true son of the soil, turn them to tenants. You see, I get it, but check this out, right? On a final note. So, you migrate to the UK. You have your children in the UK. They have British accent. They can barely speak Yoruba language. They can barely speak English. They grew up in the system because that's the environment they know. The same thing if you had them in the United States and all that, right? You see, whilst you're celebrating that, oh, they went to University of whatever university, they went to this and this and this. They grew up in London. Oh, he works for these local authority now. He's working for this department. Great stuff. But you see, what runs concurrently with that is the erosion of your bloodline, our bloodline, the constant sabotage of who we truly are. In every black family, most black communities, most black people, particularly here in the West, there are people that all they know is just London. I grew up in North London. I grew up in West London. I grew up in Manchester. I was born in Leeds. I was born in Hull. I was born in Slough. They know nothing about Nigeria. They know nothing about Ogun State, which is where their bloodline emanated from. So every day, as we remain in the West, we cut, we sabotage, we kill off our bloodline. And it's only the ignorant black man and or woman that will turn around and say, oh, yeah, well, it doesn't matter of what use is it. If they use you today, I can tell. You're putting hot fire, bro. Babe. Thank you, Red Pill Zulu. Right? Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't mean. Oh, it doesn't matter. It matters. Because one step at a time, we are eroding our bloodline. You have 3 children in the West. You have 4 children in the UK. They grow up in the UK system. They've never been to Nigeria, or maybe the last time they went to Nigeria was when they were babies. You can't afford, you don't You as a parent don't earn enough money to put the entire family of 6 on the flight to Africa. I get it. So your children, the price, the hefty price that you pay, they grew up in England, totally disconnected. The only thing they know about Nigeria is Davido and Wizkid, jollof rice, moi moi, puff puff, Nigerian party. They don't know anything else. They're totally disconnected. Think about it. They got full British accent because they grew up here. You understand? But the truth is, they are growing up in a system that's designed to tolerate them, that will remind you that, hey, yo, you do not belong here. We don't want you. So for that reason, we will bang you down and treat you differently. There's a lot of people within the Black community that are dealing with trauma, PTSDs, untreated, unattended to, emotional, mental breakdowns, damages, generational damages. We migrate to the West and then we beat our chest. Our children were born in the West. They're American citizens. They are this and this. In terms of opportunities, I get that. There's a total disconnect. So think about it. There's a bunch of us in the Black community living in England, living in the US with zero identity. Because if you don't know anything about your roots, your mom and dad have sold you crazy, stupid propaganda that everybody in your village are going to kill you should you step your toes in Africa. Mom, I'd love to go to Nigeria. Don't go. Stay here. Don't go. A lot of these youngins in their early 20s or even younger or mid 20s, they have identity crisis. Because think about it, a young Black girl or boy growing up in the West and then facing barrage of discrimination, oppression, limitation, challenges, very nasty comments, ill treatments, overt and covert racism, daily microaggressions, then it starts to occur to them that, who am I? Why am I being treated like this? But they can't even identify with their roots. They've gone through their formative years. They're fully grown now. So there's a bunch of adults. Oh yeah, I'm Nigerian. Oh, my surname is Ogunshakin. There's a boy, there's a youngin that I met recently in the barber shop. And he said his name is Raymond Dikwe. So I was curious. Actually, that was yesterday. So I said, wait, Raymond Dikwe. What do you mean, Raymond Dikwe? Well, what's Dikwe? And he goes, well, some of my friends call me Dipe, Raymond Dipe. His name is Raymond. And he said, Dikwe. And then he says, some of my friends, they call me Dipe, Raymond Dipe. So I said, wait, hold on. Where are you from? And he goes, oh, I'm Nigerian. I said, what kind of Nigerian name is? He said, Dikwe. What's your full name? So he paused and he looked at me and he kind of chuckled and he goes, Ogundikwe? I said, your name is Ogundikwe. So you removed the Ogun and then you're saying Dikwe. And then your friends call you Dipe. They turn the Dikwe to Dipe. How old is this dude? I asked him, how old are you? 23. There is clearly a disconnect. I said, then I was telling him, I said, Ogundikwe. Ha. Ogunlakaye o. Olomin lefejewe o. Lashon lefi mokima borabiasho. Ogun is prevalent. I was talking to him about African spirituality. I said, you come from a powerful bloodline. But you know what he said to me? He said, yeah, maybe you have a point, but I haven't got a clue. I don't know nothing about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Who cares about your bloodline here in the West? Oh, my name's I'm Raymond Dickbert. And then he would go on to say, oh, my name is Raymond Dipe. Dipe. And there are plenty of them like that. They will deliberately put effort into tongue twisting their names so that it sounds funky and acceptable to their oppressors. My name is Falake Adeshula. My name is Femi Adeshina. Adeshina. Yeah, Adeshina. Yeah. Adebola. Yeah. Some of my friends, I'm Adebola, and then people call me Bola. Like I'm a baller. You know what I'm saying? You're a baller. Adebola, you become baller. These are people with damaged identity, and there are countless number of them in our community. Countless. I kid you not, countless with identity crisis. Man, I can go on and on, man. I can go on and on. That's my story. I can go on and on, man. For the last time, man, if you're watching this, you're a black man, you're a black woman. And all you're doing is so that you get that pat on the back, so that you get validated here in the West. You're a self-appointed gatekeeper and you're suppressing your identity. You're the first at the front of the queue. You have a lot of trash to say about Africa, about Nigeria. Oh, this and this. Remember, you're a tenant here. You're a tenant in the United States. Yeah, so what? Ebere, so what? My name is Phrankleen. That's my middle name. My father gave me that. So what? My first name is Oyedeji. That's my first name, Oyedeji. Adetokunbo. Phrankleen Awode. So what? What does that mean? That's the thing. You're hearing me vibe. I'm spitting fire. You want to score points. But your first name is Phrankleen. So bloody what? So your name is Phrankleen. So what? It's my middle name. My first name is Oyedeji. You dig? I'm a true son of the soil. Who do you identify with? Do you fly the flag for Africa? Do you? Do you? Somebody said, why are you so angry? Let me block you. I'm angry because you are on my timeline. I'm passionate about us as black folks. There's zero tolerance, man. I'm Ados, husband Congo 3 years ago. He says his people bought him land for $500. I said, where the paperwork? He listened to me, and he only cares for his kids now. I love my husband. He's my gift. Thank you, Bena. Thank you. Please talk, leaders moving their looted funds. Man, forget that, man. Leave those leaders. Those ones are lost. Respect is earned. We Africans have demonstrated why we should earn respect. Until then, they will continue to purposely mispronounce our names, of course. That's my message tonight, man, to all the people in the caught up in the Ukraine Russia crisis. Why don't you rename your channel to Oyedeji? No, I'm not. I'm not going to rename it. But you can call me Oyedeji. I will respond. I'm not going to rename it. If it was easy to add to that, if it was easy, right, to just go behind the settings and just rename it tonight, I would do that. But the reason I am not going to do that is it will affect the SEO, the optimization of my channel. My channel is fully optimized with my username and so many things in the back end that goes into each and every video that I bang out. And I have so many videos in my catalog. And if I go and rename it, that's like starting all over again. I'm going to lose views because the algorithm will get staggered. Like, hey, hang on. What's going on? This is a renamed channel. The Phrankleen brand has disappeared. You understand where I'm coming from? The technicalities behind it. So, and I would lose a lot of views. It would affect, I'll have to spend some months to then build back up again. And that's long, man. It would take long to build Oyedeji back up. You dig? What are your thoughts on all these people with Ukraine flags on their profiles, but will never speak where they are from? It's disgraceful, man. It's their war. Let them fight their war. The people that are trapped in between, I hope they're able to get to safety. If you're a Nigerian, what's it called, man? If you're a Ghanaian or whatever, I hope you can get out safely and go back. The amount of Nigerian students in Ukraine alone, the amount of African students that are paying hundreds of thousands in fees into the GDP of those countries, right? And yet they tell you blatantly that we don't want you. You understand me? So yeah. Anyways, thank you, man. I hope we can have a rethink. I hope this will trigger the thought process of a lot of people, man. We are all that we've got. If you're living abroad, I repeat, and all you want to do is be a gatekeeper and suppress your own identity, and you're doing a major disservice to yourself. Point blank simple. It's a major disservice to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, man. Don't do that to yourself. Black excellence all day, every day. Thank you. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't. Please like the video so that we can gain more traction. If you haven't, follow me on Instagram at Phrankleen, as it's spelled on my channel. Thank you once again for the super chat. Thank you very much. And if you want to send me any trending topics, any other stories that you would like me to react to or talk about like this, look at my email address in the description area of this video, foodchannel1960@gmail.com. And feel free to bang me your stories. If it's personal to you, I'll make you anonymous, all right? So yeah. Thank you very much for your eyeballs and your collective eardrums. Be sure to smash the like button, share my videos, all right? And I'll most definitely catch you in the very next one. Peace and love, man. Good night.